Welcome to Tales from the Pennybloods and the second part of our latest episode, The One-Handed Lady. Our story now takes us to the wild and romantic landscape around Francesca's estate, on part of which stands the ruins of an ancient castle's tower. What else may be hidden behind those mysterious stone walls? Stay tuned to find out.
With the coming of autumn, business concerns force Henry to part from the idyllic solace of his family's estate and travel to London. It is at one of the season's dazzling balls that he meets her.
Who is she?
Who indeed? It can only be Francesca, Marchesa di Polioni, dressed in a fashionable if exotic gown. Attired in the finest fabrics, adorned with jewels, she wears her long, dark hair pulled back to reveal the pale profile of a beautiful face. Though her clothes stand out amid the splendor of those gathered, her hands attract the most attention. Every eye in the ballroom focuses on her single-gloved hand, the long, slender fingers of her bare right hand and the silk glove of her left both sway gently at her sides as she glides into the ballroom. Everyone present studies her with fascination, the men with admiration, the women with awe at her seeming power.
That's the Italian Marchesa. People call her the One-Handed Lady.
How strange, but how beautiful.
The excitement of seeing old friends and dancing with new acquaintances takes Henry's mind off the past. After a few hours, though, he leaves the main ballroom and seeks the solitude and fresh air of a ground-floor balcony. From there, he looks into the garden. At first, he believes himself alone. Then, he hears voices and notices two figures in the darkness nearby. He can barely make them out. But as the moon peeks from behind a cloud, he recognizes the Marchesa, and beside her, a stranger, arguing.
How dare you speak to me like that?
Serpent and dupe, I will no longer help you. I can no longer be party to your terrible deeds.
You call this loyalty, after all I have done for you, given to you.
Done for me? I wish I'd never met you. Never gotten ensnared in your wicked schemes. The things I've seen, the evil things I've done.
Go, then. You are no longer of use to me.
You think you could cast me off like that, as you did the others? Pay me, I say, or else.
I will pay you nothing.
Those jewels, those pearls, give me what's coming to me.
The stranger rushes at Francesca, trying to rip the jewelry from around her neck.
Let me go!
In a flash, Henry leaps over the balcony railing and stands beside her in the garden.
How dare you, sir?
Don't interfere, you fool. This is none of your affair.
Leave that lady at once.
A lady? Ha! This is no lady. If you only knew what she's done.
There is no need to intrude, signore. I can take care of myself.
You must let me help you.
Well, that's all for now. But beware, I'm not done with you yet.
Henry tries to grab the stranger's arm, but the man rushes off and disappears along a dark garden path. Henry moves to chase him, but the Marchesa stops him.
Let him go. He can do me no harm.
Are you all right?
Of course. A tiger fears nothing from a mouse. Especially a mouse like that.
Let me help you inside. Can I get you something to drink?
A drink would be most refreshing. But we have not been introduced.
Under the circumstances, I think we can dispense with the formalities. I'm Henry Tamber.
Pleased to meet you, sir. I am Francesca, Marchesa di Polignoni.
Henry leads the Marchesa back into the ballroom. Although she stands quite aloof, he can't take his eyes off her. He stares as though entranced. And when he crosses the floor, he sees no one in the room except her.
Why, Henry, old boy, are you all right?
What do you say to that? He walked right past us. I can't blame him, of course. The Marchesa has taken him in hand.
She seems to have enchanted him.
She is very beautiful.
Yes, very true. But that's not what I meant.
The Marchesa di Polioni certainly seems to have enchanted him. Winter turns to spring as Henry and Francesca spend considerable time together. In fact, everyone gossips about them as a fashionable match, and society expects an announcement of their betrothal momentarily. Thus, it would surprise few to learn that the following scene has taken place.
You will marry me, won't you? You'll make me the happiest man in the world.
Be careful what you wish for, my dearest Henry. I would love you to be happy, but I fear that I, with my gloomy spirits and personal devotions, may not be the person who can make you so.
But I love you, Francesca, with all my heart.
I know you do. For a marriage to succeed, however, people must love with more than just their hearts. They must also love with their heads. And I am afraid that you have the head of a poet. One that resists facing hard realities.
What hard realities?
For one thing, my secret. My hand.
What do I care for your hand when I have your heart?
You must never ask.
Why do you dwell on such a minor detail? I've given you my word. I'll never ask to see your gloved hand, nor even look at it should you ever bear it.
In time, you may come to regret your decision.
Never, my love, never.
And then there are my devotions. As I explained, since time immemorial, the women of my family have observed a series of ancient and obscure rituals, private rituals, ceremonies that no man may see.
I care nothing for all that. Your private life is your own. It's only our lives together that matter to me. I swear that I will not interfere.
Oaths are easy to swear in the heat of passion, but difficult to keep in the cold light of reason.
My feelings will never change.
Very well, then. On your sacred word, we shall wed. But it must be in my hometown, in Calabria.
My dearest.
And finally, I would prefer not being married in a church.
Not married in a church? Why not?
It is an old family superstition. Humor me in this. We can have the ceremony on the church steps, outside.
The place of the ceremony matters little to me, so long as you become mine.
Become yours? Well, we will see about that.
The late spring journey from London to Calabria takes Henry through historic scenes and beautiful landscapes, unseen by most tourists. As the soon-to-be married couple travels south toward the so-called toe of Italy's boot, the sunny land becomes more rural and rustic. When they approach the Marchesa's village, however, the surrounding appears mysterious, almost menacing. Although the village has a church, the wedding ceremony takes place on the steps of a small chapel near the Marchesa's estate. Neither family nor friends attend. During the ceremony, Henry feels joy at starting his life anew with his new bride, but Francesca seems anxious.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered together here today for a happy occasion.
Francesca, seemingly troubled as she stands outside the church, spends most of the short ceremony running the bare fingers of one hand over the gloved fingers of the other.
And may God bless this union, in the name of the Father.
At the blessing, however, Henry feels a shudder rush through her body.
Are you cold, my darling?
It is nothing. It is just this morning chill. I will feel better when I am back home.
But it is not the chilly weather that shakes her body so. As the Marchesa has explained to Henry before their union, she passes many hours in solitary vigil in her private oratory. Constantly locked, none but she ever penetrates its secret chamber. This leaves Henry many hours on his own, and he wants someone to keep him company and to help with tasks around the property. Although Francesca objects at first, cherishing her privacy, Henry hires Roberto, a local man from the village. Life that summer has become quite routine when, to Henry's delight, Cecilia, Charles, and William arrive for a visit.
Welcome to our home.
It's been such a long time.
I'm delighted to see you all.
Hello, Henry.
Uncle! Uncle!
William, how you've grown.
You're looking well. Marriage must agree with you.
Yes, I didn't expect to fit in here at first. The landscape's so wild, what with the ruined castle and all. But the rural surroundings have really grown on me.
You must take me around, Uncle, and show me everything.
Of course, of course.
Still, such gloomy countryside. And that tower.
Yes, medieval. That section dates to the 14th century, but the tower goes back farther still. It's actually constructed on Roman ruins.
That's amazing!
Tradition says it once served as the site of a temple of Isis, the mystery cult that the Roman legions brought back with them from Egypt, but who can say for sure?
You always had a romantic nature.
I trust you had a good trip?
Quite good. Our ship had fair weather all the way, and the carriage here, though a bit slow at times, took us through some beautiful country. At least, until we got here.
She's right. Seeing your castle's tower in the distance, the overgrown woods and dark hills all around, they have a rather sinister look in the late afternoon light.
Perhaps, but they look verdant and colorful at dawn. I've become quite fond of it all. But Cecilia, my dear, you look tired.
Oh, don't concern yourself with me. I'm only a little faint from our traveling. Some time outdoors in the fresh air will do me good.
Of course. Tomorrow morning I'll take us all out hiking in the countryside.
Yes, we'll have your cheeks rosy in no time.
Still, this place, it's as though I've seen it before.
And a Grand Tour print?
No, nothing like that. It's strange.
So, Henry, where is your beautiful wife? We've heard so much about her.
Yes, where is the Marchesa?
My dear Francesca has truly blossomed upon return to her ancestral home. But here she comes now.
Welcome to you all.
My dear, may I present my sister Cecilia, her husband Charles, and their son William.
I hope you will be comfortable in our home. If you require anything, please do not hesitate to ask.
Thank you for your hospitality.
How can it be? Why,
And now, if you will excuse me, I must go and ensure that your rooms are properly prepared.
Of course. Thank you.
But, Henry, is Is that really your bride?
Of course, dear sister. Whatever is the matter?
It's nothing, I'm sure. The travel, unfamiliar surroundings.
It's not that. I know this woman. I've seen her face before.
That's hardly possible. How could you know my dear wife?
I do. That's all I can say. I do.
But how?
Cecilia searches her memory, but nothing comes. Then, suddenly, she remembers.
Oh. I know. It's her. From my dream.
What? What are you saying?
It's her, I tell you. It's her. The wolf.
We thank you for listening to part 2 of The One-Handed Lady. In our next episode, you'll hear Cecilia worry.
But where is William? He should be back by now.
You could listen to this and other episodes of Tales from the Pennybloods on Apple Music, YouTube, and Spotify. And follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Mastodon, Pinterest, TikTok, and X. If you liked our show, please visit our website at talesfromthepennybloods.org and subscribe.